Around 4,000 years ago, on a remote island in the Arctic Ocean, the last woolly mammoths breathed their final breath. Their extinction was triggered by two major events: intense hunting by ancient humans and inevitable climate change. Now, amidst a climate crisis that threatens humanity, researchers are attempting to revive these creatures from extinction and bring them back to life. But the goal isn't entertainment like in Jurassic Park. Instead, the mission is to make them allies in the fight against climate change. This commitment is embodied in a project called de-extinction, initiated by Colossal Biosciences, a company that has made remarkable breakthroughs in biotechnology. In this video, we'll explore de-extinction, one of the most ambitious projects ever, and how it could change the world. Some researchers even dream of resurrecting dinosaurs, making the fiction of Jurassic Park a reality. So, let's dive into the discussion on the extinction. It all starts in a remote, cold, and seemingly tranquil place at the edge of the world. Beneath its frozen surface lies a hidden threat to humanity: over 1 trillion preserved organic remains of plants and animals buried for thousands of years in a layer of ice, known as permafrost. For centuries, permafrost has acted like a giant natural freezer, keeping these organisms frozen and preventing their decomposition, which would release carbon and methane into the atmosphere. However, as Earth's temperatures continue to rise due to climate change, permafrost is melting at an alarming rate. If this continues unchecked, it could release trillions of greenhouse gases into the air, drastically accelerating global warming. To prevent this, some researchers have turned to the past to understand how the northern ecosystems functioned during the Ice Age. Back then, woolly mammoths played a critical role in maintaining permafrost stability. They naturally roamed the tundra, clearing snow and toppling young trees, exposing the ground to cold air and keeping the soil temperature low, which helped prevent the permafrost from melting. But after mammoths vanished from the ecosystem around 4,000 years ago, the Arctic landscape changed dramatically. Forests and shrubs began to grow freely, covering the ground and absorbing more heat from the sun, causing the permafrost to melt faster, especially in regions like Siberia. As the permafrost melts, frozen remains of mammoths, including tusks, teeth, and even preserved bodies, have been discovered intact thanks to the extreme cold. From these well-preserved specimens, researchers have successfully reconstructed the complete genome of the mammoth. The goal is to revive them through a large-scale project by Colossal Biosciences, a US-based biotech company. These revived mammoths could help humanity mitigate the effects of climate change in the future. What you see here is a dire wolf, an ancient species of wolf that went extinct thousands of years ago. Their successful recreation marks the first step and proof that the Extinction Project is not just a fantasy. Many people know dire wolves from the Game of Thrones series, where they are depicted as giant, fearsome wolves capable of killing a human with a single bite. But in reality, dire wolves were only slightly larger than modern gray wolves. They lived from around 125,000 to 10,000 years ago during the last ice age and were commonly found in North America, from Alaska to Central America and even parts of South America. One of the richest fossil sites for dire wolves is the La Brea tar pits in California, where natural asphalt has seeped to the surface for tens of thousands of years, creating sticky traps for ancient animals. Mammoths, saber-toothed cats, bison, ancient horses, and dire wolves often got stuck in the tar while seeking water or hunting prey. The asphalt preserved their bones exceptionally well, making the La Brea tar pits one of the world's most significant fossil excavation sites, offering invaluable insights into Pleistocene life in North America. It's important to note that researchers aren't literally bringing dead creatures back from their graves. Instead, they are creating genetically engineered animals that resemble extinct species. This raises the big question: how is it even possible to bring back ancient animals through genetic engineering? The key lies in genome editing, specifically with a cutting-edge technology called CRISPR-Cas9, which allows scientists to edit DNA with extraordinary precision. Imagine DNA as a book containing complete instructions for building and operating a body. In this system, CRISPR acts like a table of contents, pinpointing the exact location of the gene to be modified, while the Cas9 enzyme is the magical scissor that cuts the DNA with the help of guide RNA, functioning like a GPS to ensure accuracy. Scientists learned this technique from bacteria, which store genetic memories of viruses in a system known as CRISPR to defend against future attacks. In 2012, researchers discovered how to repurpose CRISPR to edit any DNA in virtually any organism. Through this method, researchers identified genes that helped mammoths survive in cold environments, such as the TRPV3 gene responsible for producing thick fur. This gene can be copied and inserted into the DNA of Asian elephants, whose genetic makeup is 99.6% similar to that of mammoths. Next, the modified cell nucleus is transferred into an enucleated egg cell of an Asian elephant through a process called somatic cell nuclear transfer. The resulting embryo is then implanted into a female Asian elephant, which serves as the surrogate mother. Colossal Biosciences predicts that the Mammoth Revival Project could see its first success by 2028, with the birth of the first baby mammoths in thousands of years, and not just one, but potentially several. Apart from woolly mammoths, Colossal Biosciences also aims to revive other extinct animals like the dodo, using the Nicobar pigeon as a surrogate and the thylacine, Tasmanian tiger, with the help of the fat-tailed dunnart. There are even bigger plans to improve the extinction project, including developing artificial wombs that can grow embryos without the need for a living surrogate. Additionally, the company plans to build a biovault, a kind of biological library to store tissue samples from various living species. This would safeguard biodiversity so that if a major disaster wipes out certain species, we could potentially restore them using preserved genetic material. However, not everyone agrees with the claims made by Colossal Biosciences. Some scientists argue that the genetically engineered wolves they created shouldn't be labeled as true dire wolves, but rather as genetically modified gray wolves. This reminds us of a scene from Jurassic World, where the dinosaurs portrayed aren't true dinosaurs, but genetically engineered hybrids. Criticism also arose from a controversial Time magazine cover that crossed out the word extinct, as if extinction could simply be undone, potentially leading people to underestimate the severity of biodiversity loss. There is a risk that the Extinction Project could be seen as a fallback solution for every species loss, making people less motivated to protect nature. Yet, such concerns may be exaggerated. Colossal Biosciences is also innovating in conservation, developing AI drones to monitor endangered species in the wild and in captivity, and working on treatments for deadly viruses that threaten elephant calves, which currently suffer a mortality rate of up to 66%. As for dinosaurs, could Colossal Biosciences bring them back? Unfortunately, reviving dinosaurs isn't as simple as extracting DNA from a prehistoric mosquito trapped in amber and mixing it with frog DNA, like in the movies. In reality, dinosaur fossils are entirely mineralized, turned to stone, leaving no DNA to retrieve. This is why de-extinction efforts focus on animals that lived thousands, not millions of years ago, where DNA can still be preserved. This groundbreaking research not only fuels our curiosity about the past, but also forces us to reflect on the ethical, ecological, and environmental implications of reviving extinct species. If we can bring back mammoths, dodos, or thylacines, what responsibilities come with it? How will these creatures adapt to modern ecosystems that have drastically changed since their time? These are questions scientists, conservationists, and the public must carefully consider as we navigate the future of de-extinction technologies. The dream of reviving lost species, once confined to science fiction, is becoming a tangible reality. While we may never see real dinosaurs roaming the earth again, the revival of creatures like the woolly mammoth or the thylacine could redefine conservation and even help heal ecosystems damaged by human activity. But alongside excitement, there must be caution. We must ensure that these powerful technologies are used responsibly, not just for scientific glory or profit. What do you think about de-extinction? Could it be the key to restoring our planet's balance? Or is it a dangerous game of playing God? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into prehistoric life and the future of de-extinction, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Paleo Insights. Join us on this journey to uncover the ancient past, understand the present, and imagine the future of life on Earth.